So first, I appreciate the concept and the way the forum has been designed. Rather, I will tell it is a very intelligently it has been designed, this forum, so that all the industries will be benefited. So before I go to my presentation, the 2-3 sentences are written here. Let us be more professional in our approach to get maximum from this forum. What is intended by this is we learn many things here. But let us see which information or which tool is most effective for our particular plant so that we can prioritize that which is priority 1 for us or priority 2. Let us not carry all the informations, but let us see which is the most effective for a particular plant and it will be useful for us. Next comes yesterday. From yesterday we were discussing about this operational excellency. Many of the speakers have told certain things. In our journey to our operational excellency, we have seen we are looking 2 factors. Number 1 is how to make the plant reliable. Number 2 is the concept, our concept of zero breakdown and zero maintenance. When we are looking to these factors, we see many things coming across us. What are they? Number 1 is tripping. Whether the plant itself is due to internal problem or external problem, there is a tripping, or there is a failure of the machine, or there is a process deficiency, like this, so many problems are coming. Out of this, what we have seen, there are 3 things which we all share that we should find out a solution. Many of us have found out the solution, but few we have to find a solution. Number 1 is, whenever there is a problem, number 1, a tripping or a failure or a process deficiency or a malfunctioning, first thing comes the time stamping. Time stamping means at what exact time it has happened, number 1. Number 2 is value, the measured value. How accurate is the measured value? Number 3 is SOE, what? That is sequence of events. The sequence of events, that is maybe 80 to 90% is reliable, but another 10% sometimes it misleads. That means it does not give any clear-cut decision what has really happened. So we have to look towards the SOE, whether we can go for a second SOE or a redundant SOE so that our decision making can be much faster to bring up the plants. So I'll repeat again, I have told 3 things which not only myself, our industries, number 1 is time stamping. Time stamping is there, I don't deny for that. But time stamping, how accurate it is. Number 2 is the value, the measured value or data, how accurate it is, number 2. Number 3 is sequence of events. These are the priorities we should find out. I will give one small example so that it is more clear. Suppose I will tell a class of power plant or any big utilities power plant or industries, whenever there is a external influence, that means when there is a severe fault, which due to this reflection action, the plant trips. What happens? Due to fast comes from the electrical system get affected. So when you go, what has happened? When we have so much of protections available in the system, but what happens? When you go to the data, when you found the fault occurrence and the fault comes as goes out in such a milliseconds that our system sometimes not able to register that. Suppose the voltage dip. Suppose the voltage from 220 kV or 400 kV, it has come down to 60 or 50%. But we have to know the data on these milliseconds and the value also. What was the value of this voltage or the value of the frequency or the value of the current, so that it will lead us to find out decision in a fast way. So these are the three things. So if we go ahead and find this measurable value, then this, what I told, this time stamping and SOE, this will help a lot. Operational excellency, what we have discussed yesterday and what we are going to discuss today. We have not looking two directions. Number one is we want to operate our plants unmanned. Yesterday our friend told there will be two, one dog and one man. That concept already we have adopted. It is not new. Some of the substations in our plant, it is unmanned for last so many years. And some of the auxiliaries also, that is also unmanned. We are successful. But the success story will go ahead. At the same time also we are talking, we have 50 lakhs within coming, I think this, our 5 years plan, we want 50 lakhs of trained, skilled manpower to source or to engage your industries. So we have to look at both sides. We have to look to the unmanned stations as well as we have to source 50 large skilled manpower. So you have to look to both will go hand to hand. Manpower will be there. And at the same time, we'll see where we can go unmanned. Both things, I think it will be more clear within I am confident within 2 to 3 years, it is more clear. There are certain operation strategies or certain locations, it will be unmanned, which have started. I think it is now 30 to 40%. In the coming 3 years, it will be another 50%, that is my strategy. I have taken strategy. It will reach another 50% in the coming 3 to 4 years. So we are looking after when the automation. Automation will be solution. Automation, process control, or automation will be solution for or this reliable centered this maintenance or predictive maintenance will be solution for these unmanned stations. But when we are human centered, what we are going for that? Now also we are mostly human centered. So how we are going to achieve excellency in the human centered plants or human centered power plant? It may be a power plant, it may be a process plant, it may be a chemical plant, it may be any plant. So let us look what the industries look towards, what is looking towards today for the operational excellency. What are the requirements of present and future towards operational excellency where human factor is a major factor? There is a paradigm shift in achieving excellency. Paradigm shift, all of you know. There is a change in our mindset. It has already happened and it will be complete maybe in a year or two. We will go ahead that paradigm shift. It has started. Now it is a necessity, not a requirement. This operational excellency has become a necessity, is not a requirement. I'll cite one example, in our example. Ours is a captive power plant, 200 megawatt. We supply 800 900 megawatt to our smelter plant, and balance we export to Odisha grid, state grid, in state of Odisha. In last 3 years, the scenario has completely changed. There is shortage of coal, we don't get coal. We import coal. When you import coal, the cost of generation is good, almost is double. So selling power Odisha grid is difficult. Then aluminum prices has gone down. So I don't want to acquire rush. So how I'll achieve excellency in operation? I cannot shut down the plant. I am a player in the market. I have to see my customer. I have promised the customers. So now the new plants which are coming up, they are looking to many aspects. Not only I'll produce aluminum, or I'll trade power. If my aim is that these are the only 2 aims, my plant may be closed, which we are, not only our plant at Nalco, but others also. Because they have been blocked both the sides. Neither I can sell power, nor I can sell aluminum. Then what is option left with me? Because my input coal, either that is inconsistency in getting coal, not only in our plant, everyone in NTPC also. In rainy seasons, we see NTPC operates at maybe 20 to 30% less load because there is coal, because the coal fields get flooded with water. So we have to look, we are made a plant that is not seasonal, my friends. We cannot make the plant seasonal. For us, rainy season, summer season, winter season is same. So we have to find out ways and means how all seasons are equal for us. All seasons are dry seasons for us. Rainy season should be as good as dry season. People have started, I've seen Naveli, what they have done nobody's here, some innovative ideas how to convert the rainy season to summer or winter season. We at NALCO also suffered heavily last 2 years. We have up to now taken many measures so that we are converting this rainy season to like a summer season so that our plant load factor can be constant throughout the year. This is the innovative idea we are going to do. But my friends, all were sitting here. This rainy season has become a major problem for all the power plants. It may be captive power plant, it may be utilities, it may be anything. But we have to break this barrier of the rainy season. Let us make it all seasons should be equal for us. Then my presentation is composed of the present and future industry's outlook towards operational efficiency, contributing factors of operational excellency, current challenges, then scope of improvement, strategy for improving operational efficiency, then case study I have taken from 2 power plants. If you look towards this is a typical process operation. You see, we first thought man, machine and materials were the prime requirements, but things have changed. You see, control, procedures, instruction, information, it has taken the lead, and also the industry's vision, then mission, leadership and quality has become also major resources also. If you look to our side also, the expectation of organization, the shareholders, employees, customers is another ingredient also. This process also measuring what is the satisfaction level of employees that has become a major ingredient of this operation. It is hidden in the agenda, but my friends, it is also one of the most. I've seen in BHL, they take what is the employee satisfaction index. And we are also, all the plants, we are also going it that way. Our employees should be far satisfied, we can see something else. So this is a typical one. You see, from the traditional concept, we are coming up to a new concept, but this concept is going to change, my friends. Whatever is shown here, some new inputs will be put I think everyone will come to know. New things are coming, another 2-3 new things are coming up, not only information, that is, something else is coming to make it more proactive and make it in such a way that will not only achieve excellency, will go ahead of excellency. Excellency is not a destination, I tell, it is a journey. So after reaching the destination, we have to go ahead. Industry's outlook towards operational excellency. So first point comes a strong sense of ownership by the complete team. It is ownership. I will cite 2 examples, which I think many of you know it. A case of a mason and case of outsourcing employees. Okay, let us go to outsourcing employees. What has happened? A plant is composed of many persons or men. When some are doing maintenance, some are doing operation, some are doing supporting services. When people retire, after that, many plants have concept that they should be giving supporting service to outsourcing. So, when I'm asking our employees, you take up the maintenance, he's telling, no, I will not take the maintenance. Because it's a competitive being, you think the machine he has maintained in such a way, he's not taking the maintenance, he's not taking the ownership. Rather, he should be happy that I maintain the plant in such a way that should I do the maintenance, I will spend less and I will make a profit. Number 2 comes a mason. Mason means a mason was giving 100 houses to build or 1,000 houses. At the end, when the houses were complete, when the owner went to the mason and told him, you take the house of the 90th quarter, by any quarter, the mason says, no, I will not take the key because the house which I have made will not last long. So these are the 2 examples, my friend, I may accept it or may not accept it. It's a reality, it is happening. So ownership has to be there. Oh, that how to have ownership, we have to find out ways and means, but ways and means are available. We have found it at NALCO and others also find it out. It is available, it is possible, I'm telling. Next comes an organized culture that automatically adopts change rather dreaming change. It is also parallelly required for us. This culture, we know what we do, the way you work, the way you perform things, and they will listen to others. All are our culture. Next comes the culture, a constant value addition in the culture. It is a new thing has come up. We told BHL, NTPC, NALCO, our culture is excellent, for which we are making so 2,500 crores of profit. But you see what has happened to our organization. Not electing many organizations. The culture has to change, my friends. If we continue with the same culture, sooner or later, we'll suffer. The culture has to, no doubt, the culture has to change. Culture has to change means there should be value addition to the culture. We have to find out how we'll change the value to the, how we can add the value, we have to find out. But this is a major ingredient to operational excellence. Workplace, the first home, resident, the second home. This I told my employees everywhere. This concept has to come us. What is workplace? My first home, and this industries or my workplace is second home. That means we are spending almost on an average 8 to 10, minimum average 10 hours in a plant. If a non-executive spend 8 hours, if it is overtime, it is more than 8 hours. And on average, if we calculate, I have a calculate, it is coming around 10 hours. And if you coming home, hardly 3-4 hours, you sleep, you can come home. When we are spending maximum time in the plant, how we can call that is a second home? It cannot be. Plant is our second home. This concept has already come to many. We have to create this concept which are employees, from which the ownership we can drive. Plant is our first home, workplace is our second home. Next, complete integration of technical and managerial skill. In low levels, we expect only technical skill from the employees, but those days are over. Managerial skill has to start from the day our engineers or our executives start. Let us not expect they will develop it, or the organization has a role, major role, to see that this managerial skill develops after 5 years or 10 years. But it is seen, it is a new concept which has come up. The managerial skill has to come fast or come parallel with technical skill. This is my experiment with many of our engineers. Then leadership that creates things rather than imposes things. Leadership, to me, it is a number one requirement for operational excellence. I will cite you an example. In all industries, not only here, outside also, we see 10-15% people, they do not do any work. Either they take some plea, they do some union. In plea of union, they idle their time. Some pretend I am mad or I cannot work, like that also. But I will give my example of my plant. Dr. S.K. Tamotia, it was like this, 10% people, not only in case of my plant, other plants also have taken feedback. It happens. In name of this unionship or in name of anything, people pretend, don't work, and others work for them, because plant has to run. So when Dr. Tamotia took over as CMD, Chairman cum Managing Director, within 15 days, the people who did not work, they started working. The union president or secretary, those who spent much of the times to leading their people, how they'll go to vote, how they to get the vote, how they win the election, they started working. I was surprised. What has happened? Why these people who did not work last 20 years, after 20 years, people who did not work, after 20 years, they started working. It is a reality. It is not a story. So leadership, there is much time to tell the story. I am telling in India such things are available. We have two CMDs in NALCO, those who have created history in NALCO, and they have made all people to work 100% rather, I will tell. It is a reality, it is not a story. If you want, I can tell you afterwards. Contributing factor and their values. You see, man, machine, materials, process, and external factors, you have seen. Many times we think internal factors is a major contributing factor for attaining this operational excellency. But my friends, external factors, I have seen it. If you see what is the contributing factor, if internal factor is 60%, external factor is 40%. Because we adopt many things from the external factor. Like this, I can consider the external factor for me. I adopt many things from here. So external factor is equally important like internal factor also. Let us not tell internal factor is everything. So that is my learning or in practical I have seen external factor. Some people also tell external factor and internal factor are all 50%, 50%. Because learning also is most required from our neighbors or looking to the surroundings. Then what is the main strategy, best management practice for achieving excellency? Again, I will start with a short story. I think all of you know what is Panchatantra. From India, everybody knows what is Panchatantra. You know, centuries back, the story as were told and written in books. But now, my friends, it also holds good. The story which was told 100 years ago, now we are practicing that, and that is our foundation of best practice for operational management. So I will tell the story within 1 minute. I'll complete it. There was a tank full of water. There are fishes. One day, some fishermen came. 3 fishermen came. They planned after 7 days they will dry the water and catch the fish. They're talking, their conversation, all the fishes heard. 3 fishes heard their conversation. The fishes, one was Anagat Vidhata, then the other was Pratitvanamati, other was Dirghasuchi. These are 3 fishes, they heard this conversation. Then Anagata Vidhata told, today I am swimming down to the other river. I have to plan ahead. What we are calling it plan ahead. The story was told 100 years back. Then Pratitvanamati told, okay, he kept quiet. I will take my decision. He told, let the situation come and I will act. That is presence of mind. Then the third one told Dirghasuchi, watch and wait. I just cannot think about that. Let me see, I will let things happen. So now, in managerial positions, we are following all 3. You see, many are following all 3. Many are following first, many are following second, and many are also following third also. Let us see what is happening, where the market is going, where the location is going. But there are some other things that come up. Why I am telling this story is, in our journey to our excellency, we have to see whether we should integrate all or we isolate some. Where we have to act first, where we should have our presence of mind. Everything adds cost. We are, in the first slide, what I have shown it, our product or service should be, operational excellence is our cost should be, our product or service should be most cost effective while ensuring highest quality in the product. So, if we are taking all the strategies, it also involves cost. Cost is not a small factor, it affects all. So, you have to see, we have to look strategies and cost has to go parallel. We have to see when we have to take a presence of mind, when we have to apply this presence of mind, when we have to act fast, where we have to go watch and wait. These strategies also management, this management strategy which were told in India, Panchatantra, in 100 years old, we have refined it, but these are our strong foundation of management. Like in Bhagavad Gita in India, we know, That also teaches the strategies how to purify us, how to reach God. That is a book full of strategies. But only thing that how we interpret them, only thing that interpretation. But I'll tell that is a book full of strategies to achieve success. So the story of three fishes also still holds good. The next comes best management strategy comes this leadership that gets along with the people that thinks all people are good, people are enthusiastic, that people will work. So sometimes you think X is bad, Mr. Cannon is bad, he's average, he's better. But my friends, my experiment with the people, I will tell, I also 20 years, 15 years back, I thought like this. But basically, all people are good. We may believe, we may not believe. People we call our asset, it's our asset. These human assets, what you call, all people are good. But it depends how you handle them. I have seen many people, good people have been turned, bad people have been turned to best people. That is my experimental tale. So people will work. Everybody will work. We cannot take he will work, he will not work. So and excellency is a journey, not a destination. So most important is all these three factors for this operational excellency. Number one is our target should be measurable or quantifiable performance. It should not be theoretical performance. Suppose if you want to produce 1,000 pens, we have to quantify, you should 1,000, you should not, we should have pens. Or if you want to generate 70 million units, we should not tell that we want to introduce units only. So it should be measurable, how you can measure it. That means this is a product measurement and performance measurement, how you can measure the performance. In our appraisal system, all of you know, that is a best tool for operational efficiency. The performance appraisal is a performance appraisal, I think all of you know. It is in different forms, it varies from organization to organization, but to me, performance appraisal system by employees is the best tool for operational excellency. How it happens? It has two factors. One is target fixing. When you fix our target, we fix some measurable target, some theoretical or subjective target. But I have done in cases, all targets is measurable. Safety, there should not be any accident. Housekeeping should be 100%. They are all subjective. No breakdown. They are all subjective. But how we can make it measurable? We have at NALCO, we have done it. We have made it measurable 100%. All targets are measurable and we evaluate it quarterly and annually also. So this is the target evaluation. Only I think it will achieve 60% of performance excellence. Next comes target that is realistic and practical, that is for the management, and performance rather than position. I think it has already come, this concept has already come. It is performance, not position. Suppose I am general manager today, so I should be executive director. It is not like that, my friends. I think it has changed in all organizations, it has changed, but the change has to be much faster. It is only performance, not position. Not necessarily I have become the executive director or general manager of a company. I should go to the next level. It is not like that. I may go to the one level below. It has happened in our company, it has happened. Only performance get promotion. Because performance only can achieve efficiency or excellency in the organization. This is, I think, I will make this last slide because other slides I will not show. The first 2 points is most essential for all of us. In India, if you look, number one is break the barrier between operation and maintenance. Now, we have two clear-cut groups in all plants, a maintenance group and operation group. So I will cite an example. Whenever there is equipment failure, even fan trips, what the operation man does, First, it comes up, what he does, he sees for a trip, he finds what is the region, he finds what is it attempt due to overcurrent, he sees due to overload. Let us say a simple example, the pump or the motor has tripped due to overload. Then what he does, he informs, transmit the information to whom? To maintenance people. The pump has the equipment has tripped on the overload. So it is a duty of the maintenance man to come and see it. Suppose if it is happening at the dead of the night, due to the law, you see, I've seen 20% times it happens when there is only skeleton staff in the plant. When at night, when it's a lunch period, when these activities are starting, where people are just left the plant, 20% time such breakdowns happens. So at that time, if I getting a communication to come and attend this breakdown, I'll have more own time. That is, we call it human time constant. I'll take minimum time to reach the spot and ask what has happened, then I have to go to workplace. So the time constant to come out to if we are going to achieve this operational excellency, we have to make the time constant as 0. So we have to see how to make the time. So let us break this barrier. Let us see that the operation man also can do something in operation. Minimum 30% job he can do which is maintenance people are doing. So this we have done in NALCO. This maintenance man has to do minimum things. It has tripped, it is overload. What is the current? What is the voltage? Which relay has operated? These are the things he had to diagnosis. If he is doing that, it will be much easier for fault finding. So now I have calculated that minimum 30 to 40% activities which the maintenance people has doing, it can be uploaded to operation people, and we have done that. This strategy already started in NALCO and it can be extended everywhere. And whenever I go, I tell the strategy in India, we have to change the strategy. So this is a primary requirement to achieve this operational excellency, because equipments also very critical for this achieving the excellency. So before I end my presentation, we have to look this concept of zero accident, zero breakdown, zero defect, and zero product defect, and zero waste. These are also required. It was a time when we thought it is next to impossible, but now it is a reality. Many of you can believe it and may not believe. How zero breakdown, zero maintenance possible? My friends, it is a reality. It is not a theory. It is not a speech, I'm telling. Many people, many plants have achieved it. We can achieve it. Only think that what is the strategy or what is the secret behind it? Secret behind it is we have to change our mindset. We have to change ourselves individually. This is the only message to achieve what is written in the right side. We have seen if you change the right side, at least we can achieve 50%. You achieve the mindset. People, the change in mindset has started already. So there are many ways and means to change the mindset. Management, now the new management theory has come up, how to change the mindset. Because my friends, we have to go along with the people. What yesterday my friend was telling, that unmanned stations, there will be one dog, okay, that is coming, that is not very far away, but at the same time, we'll have to go along with the people. We have to be people. People will find solution to it. People will do many things. This whatever things we have seen, yeah, it may be analytic, information storing, information processing, but unless you have ownership for that, we cannot achieve excellence in operation. And we have to change that mindset, and we have to bring a paradigm shift in our organization so that things will happen. Things have already happened. It is halfway, and it will happen. I think we had some more slides. I think it is already time. I'll close my topic. Thank you all.